Chop your feet. Chop your fleet, Bleier. Let's go. We're getting this thing going.
Where's my mic?
Mine, Mike. I'm Mike. Look.
Your mic. Oh, I'm talking in your.
Okay, sorry. Right there. There we go. Hey, buckle up, Buttercup. It's Rocky Bleier, number 20 for your Pittsburgh Steelers coming at you. Rocky, Shakespeare, the great mind he was,
Yes.
said all of life is a play. Your life has taken you from Wisconsin to the rice paddies of Vietnam to the playing fields of Pittsburgh. You've had an incredible life that is now the play itself here at the O'Reilly Theater. Is this satisfying for you?
This is cool. I have to tell you in all honesty, it was quite exciting to be able to do this. I mean, to perform this play here at the O'Reilly and to have 14 performances. So if I don't get it right the first night, see, I can make it up thereafter. But yeah, I mean, it is to be able to tell the story again in a different venue than it had been before. And the story was. It was done in a book, and we did a TV movie on
Robert Mitchum?
Robert Urich.
Robert Urich. One of the Roberts.
That's right. That was out there. So that was done back in 1980. So this is another venue to be able to tell this story, and I think it's kind of a universal story of a period, of a time, of things that we've all experienced, maybe not on the same level, but there's a lot of veterans that served in Vietnam, a lot of people went through the student movement as it took place in the 60s and the civil rights movement. We all lived, through that period. And then being a part of Pittsburgh and the past of losing and then being able to turn around with those teams of the 70s and being a part of that. So, it's really kind of like maybe little touches on all aspects of our lives, especially those who lived here and during that period of time.
Rocky, I know that you're going to approach the answer to this very humbly, but to me, you're a hero. You got drafted. You went overseas, you fought in Vietnam, not a very popular war, and you're injured. You hurt your foot. For your younger kids who don't know Rocky's story, Buttercup, you need to learn about this man because he is an American hero. That day in Vietnam, you guys were out on patrol. You were a specialist at the time.
Yeah.
And so
we were on patrol. Just for the quick history there, and the reason we're on patrol is that a sister company had been hit earlier, 2 days previously, and we were flown out to get them out of a hot spot. They were in a firefight. In so doing, on our way out, we ran into an ambush and had to leave what bodies we were carrying out that evening. So now 2 days later, the military ethos, we don't leave our soldiers behind. We are now going back to try to find those bodies we left behind. That was part of our responsibility. So it was, we'd taken a break, try to find our location, make sure we're in the right way. We're moving on an open rice paddy when, of course, the enemy was around, and in our point man hollered, saw movement on the berm, and we were in a firefight, and we're in the middle of a rice paddy, so they had a machine gun and several, going back and forth, and I was carrying a grenade launcher, and I got hit the first time in the field. Tried to get enough firepower on that machine gun position to quiet it, so the guys that were pinned down got out of the rice paddies. We did that, and then I get hit later on as we pulled back, set up a defensive position, and they got close enough to our perimeter in which they could get a hand grenade in. They got several, and one he ultimately hit my commanding officer, and we weren't but together like this, and it bounced off, and I tried to jump out of the way, and it blew up, and I was standing on top of it, and blew up through my right foot, knee, and thigh. So again, we were in a firefight throughout that afternoon. So my injuries ultimately, by the time we got there, and the biggest injury was my foot and the nerves and the damage that had been done to it. So the prognosis was that I'll never play again.
And that's a long way from Wisconsin.
That's right.
It's a long way from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And at that point, you've got to reach in and find the spirit, the warrior spirit now, because the man left the Pittsburgh Steelers after one season,
right.
Gets drafted, goes to Vietnam. Yeah. Where do you find the will to go through what you went through? Because those of us who know, it was a painful process.
Well, yeah, and it was a long process, a painful process. But I think young people today, and we've all, gone through a process of, you know, what do you want to do in life? You know, if you can find that passion, you know, and really that was it, that focus of wanting to come back here to play football again, because I liked playing football. I don't know whether I could or not, but the biggest thing was you don't know unless you try. So
how'd that work out for you?
Not bad.
4 Super Bowl rings.
Not bad. But I think that you know, you can do one of two things. You can go, okay, fine. If this is what you want to do, then that's what you do. You know, so you can give up and say, well, no, I'm never going to do this because of the injury. Somebody said I'll never be able to play football again. You know, you either listen to them or you listen to yourself. And especially, I think it was that I wanted to get to a point in my life that if it didn't work out, I don't care what, if I did, is that I didn't have to look back in my life and say, I didn't try. You know, and I think what if? What if? You know, what if I would have done? What if, and what if? And so you try to erase all those what ifs, you know, as best you possibly could in your life, so that you don't have to look back and say, you know, or feel badly about that, and you know, you move on without having to look back.
And this remarkable story, Rocky Bleier's story, is told here at the O'Reilly Theater, December 20th through January 7th.
Right. Yes.
Folks can call the box office, get a ticket, come see the Rock play one more time.
We got all those, and so there are tickets are going. What? You better get on, because tickets are going fast. Should be a sellout.
Absolutely. Hey, I have one question for you. And I'd asked you this, Rocky and I we don't work out together, but in the same gym. And let me tell you something, he hits it as hard as anybody does in the gym. And I asked you one day about this, because in your movie, 3 Bricks Shy, there's this famous scene where Mom sends you some cocoa. Because you were dying for some cocoa. He was over in the fields of Patty's. Yeah. And please tell the folks, what happened to your cocoa?
Well, what happens is that it's amazing. So you get these care packages that come home from home, and you know, and so you want a thing like chocolate. You wanted chocolate. You wanted cocoa. You say, why would you want cocoa in a rice bag? You know, it's 120 degrees. During the day, it might be like 110 degrees, but at night it goes down to 80. Well, you know, but that's a big drop, so it gets chilly.
Sure, 80 degrees.
80 degrees, it gets chilly at night. And so it's like that little touch of home, and so a care package came in, and in which I had chocolate done. And it's amazing, every soldier who has gone through this, is that everybody knows when you're getting a care package, because out of the blue, people hanging around you, because all of a sudden they know, and they do, and then you have to split. Well, I keep my chocolate. So it's like we just had our meal, we're sitting up on top of this landing zone that we are, and so we're having our hot chocolate.
And it's a hot zone.
It's a hot zone.
It's a hot zone, which means people are trying to take Rocky's hot chocolate from him with guns.
Yes. So we're sitting up there. And I got this little sterno going on, and I got my hot chocolate is boiling, and all of a sudden somebody hollers, "Incoming!" I mean, and you could hear it. Boom, a mortar would come in. Boom. And so what they were doing is that they say they're walking it up the hill. You know, one mortar, it was like 1, 2, boom, boom, you know, and every 7 seconds or so, and so we dispersed right away, and I jumped back into my little foxhole, and it had to be maybe 20 yards, 15 yards away, and so, but I'm going, oh, you know, my luck. They're going to hit my hot chocolate. Honestly, in my luck, they're going to hit that spot right there. I'll be fine, but my hot chocolate is all blown up, you know. So I'm timing them. And I said, okay, fine, okay. Well, there's like 7 seconds in between. I said, well, okay, if I can get there, okay. So boom,
now on the field, number 20 for Notre Dame, Rocky Bleier.
And I jump, and I grab it, and I go, and right before I slide back in, you know, another mortar hits, and
Jesus,
so but I had my.
Are you crazy?
No, but things you do, you know, for things you want.
And you know what? The things this man has done, from Wisconsin, how he got his name, Rocky is dead, called him the Little Rock. It's in the play, and it's a life well lived. So come down to the O'Reilly Theater, see Rocky in a one-man play, talking about his life.
Yeah, it'd be great. Come on down. Now there's tickets available, but after Christmas it gets a little tight. So take a look at the website and see what seats are available. But come down, I think you enjoy it.
Rocky, Steelers Nation, thanks you.
God bless. Thanks.
All right, brother. Thank you.